Well, hello everyone. This is Robin Carter. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of Flower Mound, Texas, and I'm back with you just one day after my last video because I received my July paper pumpkin today. So I'm going to do an unboxing for you. The only thing I have done is taken off the outside wrapper, and that's all I've done so far. So welcome those of you that are subscribers of mine. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching this. And if you're new to my channel or have yet to subscribe, I would really appreciate if you would hit that subscribe button below or at the end of my video in the titles. There's an easy place for you to hit the subscribe button. So let me switch to hands down so we can get started. Actually, before I do that, just want to remind everyone that going on in July, the Stampin' Up! Special this month is called Bonus Days. So what that means is for each $50 of merchandise you purchase, you will get a $5 coupon emailed to you, and that is for each $50. So if you purchase $100, then you would get 2 of those $5 certificates, and even prepaid paper pumpkin subscriptions would count towards that. So if you have been waiting to maybe get a prepaid till there was a special, that's a pretty good special. Those coupons are valid only during August for any purchases you do then. So just wanted to remind you of that, and a good way, don't delete those emails. I always tell people take a screenshot of it too, that way it's in your photos of your devices. So now I'm going to switch to hands down. Okay, before we get started, going on now is the August paper pumpkin subscription time. So I've showed this and I'm going to show it again. As always, you don't want to miss on this one. It is birthday themed, and if you go to my blog, I've put a little picture that they've shared on the paper pumpkin website as well, so you can get a better picture of what that might look like. We're getting an additional stamp set of numbers, which is nice. We usually only get an additional stamp set in March, the anniversary month, but this time in August we're getting one. And it is a card kit, so don't miss out on that. If you are new to Paper Pumpkin and would like to start your subscription using myself as your demonstrator, if you go to my blog site or my online store site there, and under the specials tab, there is a link to where you can subscribe through me as your demonstrator. So let's get started with the unboxing. Like I said, I've only taken off the paper wrap, and this is the label. And so I'm going to keep that aside because we're going to use that in a second. Beautiful box. Mine's a little dented, but that's okay. I usually just use these to gift cards in. We get a gray granite spot and then this lovely stamp set. So before we get started, what I tell everyone to do is test out your stamps, because Stampin' Up! Can only guarantee the paper pumpkin stamps for 90 days. So you would hate to put this away. Maybe you don't have time because summer times get busy, and then you pull it out and your stamps don't work. So make sure that they're etched well. I have had some that were not. It's not very often. I have had that happen before. So always test it out. Now I have my full-size gray granite ink pad out. And I just take off the little flimsy part, leave it on the thicker acetate, and use the back of my label. Now, the images may not be nice and crisp like it is on our basic white paper, but this at least tells you if you're getting an impression. I love this little flower. Okay, looks like mine is fine, and this helps me read the sentiments to you as well. Let me get my chamois and just clean this off. One thing I didn't do, and I often have people do it, especially if there's more of a solid stamp, is ink it with Versamark first off. That's like this right here. If you ink it with that, that helps your ink to stick, especially to the photopolymer stamps. I didn't do that this time. Shame on me, but that's something you may want to consider too. So it helps grab the ink well. All right, let's read these sentiments that we have. We have, I'm so lucky to have you in my life. I really like that. You're simply the best. Friends like you make life beautiful. That's cute. Let's celebrate you. A cute little hello, a flower, and then this nice little border uh, piece. So let's set that aside, and now we'll get to the goodies. I do like this. I guess this is Melon Mambo. I think that was a coordinating color. I just flip it over. That's the easiest way to get it out. The tissue, if you want to save it for gift wrapping, that's an option there. Or if you are not don't care, you can get rid of that. But anyway, if you know the instructions, if you just open up your tissue, it'll be facing that way. The instructions are on the front. Let me grab some scissors. I have about 4 pair over there. And when you open these, go kind of where the cardboard is. That way you don't risk cutting your beautiful parts in your kit. I wouldn't want to do that. And I can tell I've been so looking forward to this kit. I had a feeling it was going to be beautiful, and so far it looks like it is. So in this little Ziploc bag, we have some pretty, it looks like iridescent type of embellishments. We get a little bitty thing of mini dimensionals, and then just some adhesive strips, little bitty pieces of those. So don't lose that. Set that aside. By the way, do I have my envelopes? So these envelopes are part of my favorite things, and it really helps keep my items organized, and I don't lose things as often if I put them back in there. That is, so I am an Amazon affiliate, so there are links in this video description showing all my favorite things. So when you use those links, which are safe from Amazon, I get a few pennies back at no cost to you just for recommending those products. So if you have used those or plan to use those, thank you so much. Okay, now in our new kits, because they no longer print the images on the stamp set, they give us this. And they'll always tell you here, I think it's 100%. There's been one where it didn't show 100%. And some people really miss that the images are not on there. But I'll tell you what, when I go to put my stamps up, let's see if they did it the same way. I do still kind of just set that down, put my stamps, and then pick them up with that. That's just me. They can go on here any which way. When you, if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber of mine, you get a little sleeve to store your stamps in. Let me grab one of those. So this is last month's, and you will receive this little sleeve as well as the printout. And I've started putting how many are on the stamp set, just because the images are not on this. And if you happen to lose this, you'll have this, of course, but I just put that on there for ease when you're counting, putting your stamps away. So Paper Pumpkin subscribers of mine receive this, as well as a 1-inch square of coordinating cardstock that they can write the name. That way you store your spots upside down, and the ink is always on top. So that's just some little perks I like to offer to my subscribers. Okay, coordinating colors for this kit is Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Gray Granite, Old Olive, Melon Mambo, Mossy Meadow, Peach Pie, and Pretty in Pink. So lots of colors it says it coordinates with. And these are the cards for the instructions. And if you've watched me at all, you know I do a lot of cutouts and make alternative cards with the kit to expand it. All right, look at this beautiful card base. I do like to mount mine on my own thick white card bases. So even if I were to make this one per the kit, I would cut it and trim it probably to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I have this pretty piece to make a alternate card with. So let's see, we should have 3 of those. Let me put them in my big one. This one is like 7 by 9 something. Okay, and then we have, I guess, a peach pie one. We should have 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. I really like that this is a decorative side, not just like a solid peach. All right, something else got before our next set of card bases. And this is the green one. I like the little watercolor wash look of the flowers there. So 3 of those. You also want to check your components. Make sure you receive everything. We have some pretty little printed die cut pieces. Now the die cut pieces I generally put in my smaller envelope here with my stamp will go on my sleeve once I get it made, but I can't make it till I get the stamp set. All right, and then some labels. Now they did cut these labels to fit the sentiment. Let me see how that works here. So I guess you got to get them going the right direction. So these will have a direction. Okay, that one looks like it fits there. And this one here. So if you see me, I show how to use your Stamparatus or a stamp positioning tool that you may have. And I pick one to cut out or to punch out. I line up my stamp in this one, and then I punch all of them out and just use that negative space for the stamping. That way you're not having, because these are going all which directions. So I recommend you punch all of them out at first. That way, in case you line up one in a different spot and you accidentally get ink on the other one, then you've kind of messed that one up. And these are not going to be reversible because they are shaped per the sentiment. So you'll want to be careful when you do those. I'll probably bring in some additional label dies or punches I have to make additional labels. Now these are beautiful. And you know what? That would make a really pretty, what's that called? Slimline card. It may be too wide, but just looking at it like that, it really looks pretty. And I assume those are meant to go on each of the card bases. They are. But look at the pretty flower details of these. Is that showing my hand? It is see-through. See if I have I can use my label, my paper pumpkin cardstock. So we have 3 of these, or should have 3 of these. Okay, and then, so be careful with these. You don't want to get them caught on something and tear your pretty flowers. All right, and then we get to the envelopes. I love when they decorate the envelopes. I can imagine I'm going to cut these up and bring in my own white ones. So those are the pink ones. Here's the coral and a nice little daisy here. Let's check the inside. Okay, the inside is colored all the way down on this side. It's white on this side, which is kind of sad because if you want to use this flower, you only have half a piece left, but you know, it's what it is. So that one is green. This one is the pretty coral. Again, it goes all the way down, but not on the front side. And then the melon mambo. So same thing, it goes all the way down, but just not on the front. So I have already pre-die cut, but I forgot to point out that the dies for this kit are available, and they are on my flyer. I'll show you, but I also have them here to do the flyer. Okay, so the add-on dies for this quarter are called Every Celebration Dies add-ons, and it has a die cut for this flower. It has a hooray, which I guess that's meant to coordinate with August, and then the leaf. Now let me show them to you in person because the leaf is quite large. I can do it here on my grid sheet. You can see it's about 2 1/4 inches long and about 1 1/8 inches wide. So, and I really like how it has the veining for it as well. I probably should have cut one to show you more. But while I was waiting for my kit this morning, I went ahead and die cut several of the flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and show you in this video how I set up my stamp positioning tool, which is the Stamparatus. Now, I've been playing with this stamp. Let me just set it aside and get out my foam mat. Let's see if I have a clean one. That's always the issue. Okay, I'm going to use this one. I know it has other stuff on it, but it has a nice little spot right here. So here's how I set up my flower for a bunch of stamping. So I get out my flower and I just put it anywhere where you have a clear space. Okay, like right there. All right, I pick it up and I ink it. Now I'm going to need something darker than gray granite to show. I generally like to use like a mossy meadow or something. Let me grab mossy. Okay, and I'm going to ink that up. I stamp it right onto my deluxe mat. If you don't have the deluxe mat, you can always put some paper down on your mat. So I know it doesn't show very well on the screen, but it's on there. And then I take my negative. So I have cut out these and I have a negative piece of the flower. I use thick white scrap paper. You can see this one had some ink on it, so it became scrap. Now it's going to be hard for me to do and not get my head directly under, but you try to line this up with that image there. I think that's good. So then I get just some Scotch tape or something. And I've learned if you kind of put it on your clothes first, it'll still be sticky, but it won't be too sticky. You can use washi tape. I just have some Scotch tape right here on my bottom of my desk. So if I flatten it down. Okay, and then you test it. Now I generally test it with the paper that I die cut it with, but I'm not sure. Here it is. So it may not stamp real clear, but it shows me if it's straight. Now, you guys are going to have to bear with, if that's not straight, it's because I wasn't looking right over the top. So, let's get Memento black ink. I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot of Versamark. And then the Memento. Okay, and see if it looks good. Okay, I did pretty good without being right over the top. So I really like how the die has the cutout detail here in the center and here. I just think it adds a whole lot of elegance to your stamp. So, like I said, I've already started die cutting these. And so that's just an easy way to, you can just stick another one in, stamp, 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 and then we'll color when we get to whatever color we want to use on that card. So I just thought I would show that in this unboxing, because sometimes my other videos you might miss it or I might forget to explain how. So I hope that gives you some tips, and I hope you like this unboxing. So be sure to subscribe to my channel, because I will share generally 3 or 4 alternative videos using the kit to help expand it. And until my next video, I think I've shared everything. But I hope you get your kit soon, and I'll see you on my next video. Have a great day, everyone, and see you later. Bye-bye.